How's it going, everyone out there? Welcome back to the Phantoms Fanatic YouTube channel. I am back with another episode of the Meandering Conversations podcast. I am joined by my co-host, I guess I'm just gonna call you.
You suck, you jackass.
Sometimes you say Phantoms Fanatics, and then other times you don't.
I say Phantom Fanatics.
Yeah, no, sometimes you don't, introduce the podcast with that opening.
Yeah, I know. It
Sometimes
doesn't
you
matter.
just say,
It doesn't. It doesn't fucking matter.
I tried Mountain Dew's energy drink today.
Yeah.
It has 180 grams of caffeine. I had two of them.
Jesus.
I had 2 cups of coffee. I'm rolling.
You trying to...
I'm trying to explode my heart. I think I'm gonna move on to cocaine next. But
Kali Ma your heart out of your own body.
yeah.
Anyways, this is a podcast where we talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. And sometimes I have a topic, sometimes I don't. But just to start us off here, I have an interesting thing. Time travel.
Go back to my asshole.
Yep, back in your asshole. So, time travel is one of the most interesting concepts for storytelling and stuff like that, in my opinion.
If you go back in time and kill baby Hitler, would you?
See, okay. Now, but here's the thing, Bryce. The paradox effect, though.
You really want to fuck a baby? I feel like that's the only loophole where you won't get arrested. If you go back in time and fuck baby Hitler.
Okay, but here's a bit of a problem with that whole idea is, like, would you go back and kill Hitler? But the problem is that if you would go back in time and make the decision to kill Hitler, you then Hitler wouldn't exist in the future, so then you would have no point in going back in time, causing a paradox. Bryce?
What do you mean? The whole point of going back in time is to kill Hitler. Pointless.
Yes, but okay. With time travel as a concept, there's always the problem of a paradox, which it's hard for me to explain how this makes sense. Okay, so if you went back in time with the intention to kill Hitler, you then would cause Hitler to not exist, which then means that in the future, why would you have made the decision?
He still exists. But no, but you're when you leave the future, I feel like there's not a you that's staying in the future that's replacing.
But what about the you in the past in the future that would be that made the decision to go back?
But you wouldn't be. You weren't even born. You never be born.
Yeah. But that's the problem with these time
I
paradoxes.
feel like if you're in the sphere of time and you're traveling through it, I feel like your consciousness is still there. So you, as a single person, will know that you killed Hitler. But once you go back into the future would have changed. Nobody else would know.
Yeah. I mean, I think according to some researches out there that it might be possible to go forward in time, but not back in time. This is all hypothetical bullshit, so who knows?
Yeah, if you travel like in space fast enough, you're technically going faster.
I mean, it's
Technically,
like
when you're up in technically, I think time is moving. You're aging less when you're up in the air. Because
yeah.
time goes faster for you.
Well,
If you took yourself and split it, and you made yourself in
you're lagging for me, Bryce. It's hard to say what you're.
one and you weighed. Okay, so if you took two, if you somebody just like you, and you put them at a lower point than you in the earth, like, and then you were at a higher point in the earth, and you weighed 10 years, you would age less than that other person.
I mean, you talking about the faster than like light speed travel? That's a lot of people forget that that's how in Planet of the Apes they go into the future so far, because how it works is they were going at such a fast enough speed that they themselves were aging less, but the Earth aged like 3,000 years while they were gone because faster than light travel. Yeah. That's the whole premise of that. But time travel as like a plot device is one of my favorite like movie things, especially when it does it smart enough. Like the examples that I like to pull out is Doctor Who, and Doctor Who does a lot of this stuff where like it sets up things and then you like realize that like you're closer to the beginning of the story when it's closer to the end or something like that. Or you meet characters that have like a reverse timeline where when this one character meets the Doctor, she is near the end of her timeline with him, but he is at the beginning of hers. So their relationship is backwards from each other practically. Yeah.
I don't know why I just started thinking about Spaceballs when they're like when they take out Spaceballs in the movie.
When was now? Then was.
That shit's funny.
What happened to
Spaceballs, I
then?
feel like, was a little bit ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Spaceballs is really meta. There's not a lot of stuff that's that meta.
I'm surrounded by
I mean,
assholes.
80s, right?
Yeah. That was one of the really big first parody movies. I think Airplane came out before that, but yeah.
Is Airplane a parody movie? Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that Airplane is a parody.
There's like Saturday. It's an accumulation of parodies. I feel like
Yeah, it's just
Saturday
like
Night Fever
Spaceballs.
when there's like when there's the disco
Yeah.
dancing.
Mm-hmm. I will always remember the joke from fucking Airplane where, like, he keeps telling his, like, backstory to them and they keep killing themselves.
Yeah, that's a good scene.
The,
I watched. Said you can go. You talk.
well, I'd say, like, the guy, like, splashing himself with gas, then he, like, lights the match, and then, like, the guys take him away, and he's like, oh, and then he lights up on fire anyways.
Yeah, Airplane's funny. I watched fucking Grease the other day.
Yeah.
Super old, like way too old to be in fucking high school. But there's the one short fat guy. He looks like 40 years old, and he's supposed to be a fucking high schooler. It's the funniest shit.
Maybe
And literally, Grease is just about a bunch of high schoolers that just drink all the fucking time.
Do you think it holds up? Like,
It was interesting.
yeah.
It was not a very good movie, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'd say for the time it's pretty good.
And obviously one of the biggest time travel movie franchises is Back to the Future.
Really? Is it?
Yeah, like if you like, when you think time travel, I think of, like, Doctor Who, because that's the first thing that comes into my mind, but next, I think, is Back to the Future.
There's not even a lot of movies that have fucking time. I think not really.
I, have you seen 12 Monkeys? Because I think that's a
No.
time travel thing with, like, Bruce Willis that I heard is good. And then there's Looper. There's a lot of time travel stuff.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty isn't time travel though, Bryce. It's like paradox. It's multi-universe. It's not time travel. Cuz Rick makes the joke a bunch that like that like he thinks time
No, they
travel.
time travel.
Oh wait, yeah, I guess the one episode with the Schrodinger's like cat thing. Yeah, they pause time, which fair.
Oh, the fucking episode with Rick's Nemesis when they go through that portal and
Oh,
the time like is faster.
I like that concept where it's like it's not necessarily
That's the best plot I think they've done.
yeah, it's not necessarily like time travel, it's just like in a different dimension time moves faster, so then it then causes like problems for Morty, but I like that concept where it's like you have a dimension that ages faster and like a second equals like more than like a second equals like a month or something like that. Like I find that kind of concept with time travel very interesting. I forgot where else I've
Like
seen
Narnia.
that.
I think they make it. I think they make the.
Yeah, they make a Narnia joke with that.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's where I remember. In Invincible, there's a whole plot line with like aliens invading from a dimension that has a faster like space-time thing than our dimension.
Yeah.
One of the most in because this has been on my mind. In Ben 10, there's a character called Professor Paradox. If you remember this. He has time travel powers, but the thing that I like
have not seen Ben 10 since I.
yeah, I know. But the one thing that yeah, I know. But the one thing that I just like about his character is that he doesn't need like a device to travel through time, because basically what happened with his backstory is he got sucked. He did like a experiment with like a portal thing. It messed up, and then he got like sent into time itself, and like he was there for like thousands of years, and then like he eventually just figured out how to move through time. That's how he did it. It's just like being there for so long caused him to like go insane and then figure out how time worked. Which I like that idea.
Yeah. Just ahead. So where they kind of pause time in their memories when they had the dream episode.
Yeah.
They constantly go into other dreams to like.
Oh yeah, the Inception thing where it's like time
And
travels.
they have a lot. They do that in the episode with the car battery.
The
mini-burst car
paradox.
battery.
Yeah, the
Same
paradox
thing happens
battery.
there.
Yeah.
They're fucking stuck. They're stuck in the one like super primal
Yeah.
battery, like the last one, for like fucking months. And Morty like makes friends with those native things.
And then he's like, I jerked off to an extra curvy piece of driftwood.
These people are savages. They eat their fourth-born children. They think it makes them a little bit bigger.
Yeah, sci-fi movies mainly use the concept of time travel and stuff like that, which is understandable. It's an easy plot to use that kind of stuff, but there's like some fantasy shit that also uses time travel. It's just I can't think of anything at the current moment. Like, wait, Evil Dead technically uses time travel.
Yeah,
I like Evil Dead.
goes back in time.
He
I've
gets,
never finished the third one.
yeah. The game is fun. I've been playing the game. It's a lot of fun. Didn't
Did
you?
it just release, or is it like an older one?
It just released. Like it's a good amount of fun. But
Is it like, is it where you're playing as?
so there's one, if you play multiplayer, there's one person who plays as the demon and one person who then there's like 4 survivors.
It's like Friday the 13th video game.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like that.
I guess it is very glitchy
Yeah.
on the Xbox.
I wait, is technically Land, but what's that? What the fuck is that Will Ferrell movie where like Land Before what? You're
Land
cut.
Before, no, not Land Before Time. Land of the Lost.
Yeah, Land of the Lost. Yeah.
Land
That
Before Time is that fucking dinosaur movie.
I like the idea of that where it's like all of the different like timelines converge into this one place. Like I like that kind of thing where it's like this one place has all of the different, all of the different like timeline eras and stuff like that, so you see everything there. I like that idea. Cause I remember we were playing as kids and we were playing make believe like the Time War, where like people end up from different timelines here or some shit like. Do you remember that?
Escape.
Yeah.
Is there a fucking? There's a Disney movie about time travelers.
Bill and Ted? No.
No.
For some reason I wanted to say
Nickelodeon.
I wanted to say Race to Witch Mountain, but I don't think that's right. Talking about clock stoppers?
Yeah, that might be it.
That isn't really time travel. They like stop time in that movie. Hold on.
Wouldn't you traveling now?
What?
I think this-
Yeah, clock stoppers is the only thing that pulls up here. The another example that I just thought of is like the Flash, where like he can run fast enough to where he can like go through time pretty much, which is a fine idea. It's just not the most like I more like the idea of like super speed, to where the perception of everything around you is so slow that you pretty much like freeze time, if you get what I'm saying.
fucking
The what?
silver shit. Big silver shit.
Oh yeah, that's the best scene in that goddamn movie, but yeah.
Not really. I mean, I don't really fuck with any superhero shit, but I feel like X-Men. Actually, no, maybe X-Men. I thought I would like X-Men more than Avengers if I sat down and watched it.
Oh yeah, Days of
I
Future
like
Past.
what they did.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, that shit.
Yeah.
I like what they did with what's like the super gritty, the document.
Logan?
No, the super gritty super.
You're talking about Logan.
No, the one.
You're cutting out. It's hard for me to. Deadpool? What the Oh, Watchmen?
Yeah, I like what they did with that movie, but I feel like it doesn't hold up.
Does that have time travel, or is it like dimension
No,
travel?
no.
I
No,
never
it
watched
doesn't.
Watchmen, so I don't.
No, it doesn't have. You should watch that. You haven't seen it?
No, all I know is that there's a blue guy with a dick. Does he have a dick?
Yeah.
Nah.
You should
There's
watch it.
there's apparently a Watchmen show that I heard good things about. But no, the idea of time travel in X-Men Days of Future Past, I like it because I think in the movie at least, I'm saying in the movie, they explain this that they can like send their consciousness back into their younger bodies, which I like that kind of idea. Because because Wolverine practically transfers his future conscience into his younger self. So that's how he ends up future. Everything is chrome in the future. Doesn't he end up, like, freezing himself and then he, like, wakes up in the future? Would that count as time travel? Like, you cryogenically freeze yourself and then you wake up?
I guess it's not time travel. No, he doesn't freeze himself.
Yeah, he does. He freezes and then the future SpongeBob frees him and then he gets a time travel machine that allows him to go back in time.
I was gonna say, I remember
him being in like an elevator type thing that lets him travel through time. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but he gets frozen first, then gets a time machine. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Have you seen Bill and Ted?
The time travel in that.
Yeah, because that's the one with the telephone booth and like it's Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, I think the name is.
The dude from Lost is.
Yeah, that's literally where I got.
Excellent!
From. That's where I got that from. And they talk like, yo, man, it's Billy the Kid and Socrates and stuff like that. Like, that's the type of. I think Bill and Ted is fine. I think it's funny, so I don't mind it.
I just never watched it. It seems silly.
It is. Like, I'm not gonna say it's not silly, but. Well, now that we've covered the concept of time travel, if you could time travel back to, like, any period, where would it be? Or when, I guess, is the question you should ask yourself.
I feel like the 70s, I feel like.
I would say 80s.
70s, I would feel like music and fashion and everything was pretty lit.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to pick, like, Roman gladiator times and, like, fight to the death.
Those are the worst times to pick.
Nah, man, you can choose 1940 and kill Hitler.
Everybody's ugly as hell. Everybody probably smells like shit.
Yeah, fair.
Hygiene wasn't really introduced until probably like 2010.
No, there was hygiene before 2010, Bryce.
Fuck me, I just hit my head on my fucking door.
I love how people are like, we gotta go back to see the dinosaurs. It's like, why the fuck you would die? Like, you would just fucking die. Like, that's as simple as that. Here's one of my favorite, like, things that I've ever heard about time travel. Were like, what if people from the future are here? Like, what if time travel becomes a thing in the future and you could travel back in time? One of my favorite examples of this is, have you met anybody from the fucking future? Right?
Examples or
Like, just like I've heard a joke before like that where it's like you ever meet somebody from the future, and that's a good point. Like if we invent time travel down the line, how come we meet nobody from the future? Like
Why would people in the future want to meet you?
I don't know, they could prevent shit from happening unless a paradox happens.
Maybe the government has met the people and they just don't. Why the fuck would we know? We'd be the last people to know.
Yeah. Okay, we're moving topics because you talked about the government knowing about knowing about those time
Yeah, we
traveling
need.
bastards.
Alex Jones is gonna talk about time
Yeah,
travel.
we're gonna talk about some conspiracies.
Fuck.
To be honest, I hate most conspiracies, but for some reason, Alex Jones, I don't mind.
Oh, no, I don't mind. I like real conspiracies, like
the the Tupac thing or what was that?
no,
No.
the fucking submarine that the boat that the United States government sank and then blamed it on the Viet Cong, and then which led to Vietnam War starting. It's like a real conspiracy. So it's not even really a conspiracy, but the government tried to cover it up. Or like the Bay of Pigs, where the United States armed a bunch of Cuban civilians
Yeah.
to try to take over the government, and then it failed. But they tried to cover it up and said they had nothing to do with it. I feel like that is cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, but I find, like, the over-the-top shit, like, they're putting fluoride in the water that's turning the frickin' frogs gay. Like, that's the... that shit I just find so over-the-top that I just laugh at it. Like...
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, but then there's people that just, like, take conspiracies way too far. I've already... have I talked about how flat earthers piss... I've probably talked about how flat earthers piss me the fuck off, but I'm gonna just ignore that for right now, because it's not worth my time talking about it, because it just pisses me off.
How many people are you meeting that?
Nah, it's just like what all started this is in my fucking physics class. For some reason, our teacher had us watch a documentary on Netflix about about flat earthers. So,
Oh, fuck.
yeah, I don't know, man.
Was it like Was it like a convincing movie, like a movie trying to convince you, or
No, I
was
think it
it
was
like?
just a documentary about these people's lives, pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like the same thing where they're like, "Oh yeah, because it's like a dome, like the Truman Show," and it's like, no, no, it fucking ain't. The Earth is round, dumb fucks.
No, but they're not going to listen to you say that, so there's no sense in arguing with it.
Yeah, I
Because
know. I don't.
they're gonna shape their reality to believe.
Yes, but one of my favorite things is what does like the government or these people you think are lying to you gain from saying the Earth is flat, or round? The Earth is a sphere. What do they gain from it? Nothing.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just these people want like fucking attention, and they're like, "Ugh, if
Yeah,
I..."
but you're
Yeah,
giving them the attention right now.
I know. It's just they piss me off.
They like
Yeah,
arguing. They like
I know.
arguing. They want. They get worked up about it.
Yeah. What about that like moon landing faked crap? Like I
No, we probably have been to the moon, but there is like footage that they faked and said was real moon footage, but it was clearly in like a warehouse.
really?
So
Is this true or is this
yes,
you?
yes. No, it's been like proven that
Okay.
there is fake footage, but that doesn't mean we didn't go to the moon. It just means that
Some
they
of it
lied
is
about some shit,
faked. Yeah.
which like is why people question if we've been to the moon or not, because
Which is
some of
fair.
it's fake.
But I feel
Yeah,
like
no,
but some
there is legitimate fake footage
yeah.
that back then because they were in a race with like Russia or whatever, so they wanted to
Yeah, keep it secret or some shit.
like keep no, they wanted to like act like they were ahead in the race, so they made fake footage and
But did
yeah,
they? I'm pretty sure we did land on the moon in 1969, though. Like when we
yeah,
said we
probably.
landed on the moon.
Probably if I had to bet, probably, but like, there's always room for questioning. Because quite honestly, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't really care. I guess
Yeah.
like
So wait, have
that
you heard of the
that's what it comes down to with conspiracies. That I just don't really care.
have you heard
Like
of
why?
the what's the Shining documentary?
I have no clue
Do you know what I'm
what you're
talking like
talking about.
Room
No,
237? Yeah,
I
Room
have
2.
no clue what you're talking about.
So, okay, so there's this documentary about The Shining and stuff like that, which I heard it's actually kind of an interesting documentary with some of the stuff that they talk about on there. But there's there's apparently like this thing where it's like in there they mention like that like some like like misproven continuity error shows that Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing or something like that. Like it's there's some like people in there that just think like the conspiracies about this lead to why the moon landing
Oh,
was
there's a
faked.
Frank Ocean verse that goes moonwalking R.I.P. Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, because there's a theory out there that it was Kubrick who faked the moon landing because I think 2001 A Space Odyssey. Did that come out before? Hold on. Yeah,
What? No, 2000.
1968.
Oh,
2000. It's just called 2001 A Space Odyssey.
when did it come out?
1968.
Oh,
I
I
gotta
didn't even
watch
know that.
that. It's a classic film that I gotta watch.
I just tried to watch it, and it's very weird. Clockwork Orange is
Better, in
good.
your opinion?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still have to also watch Full Metal Jacket, but yeah.
I think I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch The Color of Money tonight.
Yeah, I think I'll give that one a watch eventually.
You can Ryan borrowed it to me.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about the like people think that there's UFOs among us in our everything extraterrestrial.
Well, yeah, we already talked about fucking aliens. I don't care to talk about it anymore.
But there's just a real quick thing that I want to shout out. So, Corridor Crew, which you've watched, right? It's the guys from Node. Um,
I I wouldn't say I watched them. I haven't seen a
yeah,
video.
but they do VFX stuff, and they like do a show that's like debunking UFO footage. And my favorite thing about them is that they just mention how half of them just look like bugs zooming past the camera, which is hilarious to me. Ugh. Like most even like crazy conspiracies where like people like have footage of like UFOs or even like fucking cryptids. It always has to be shitty quality or like shaky cam of the people like not knowing how to hold a camera and running away like fucking idiots. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you should listen to there's a Rogan podcast with one of the band members of Blink 182,
Mm-hmm.
and he had, like is convinced that aliens are real, and he talks about how he talks to the government and all this shit. It's a really interesting podcast.
Yeah.
Ah, I think it's all bullshit, but
Yeah, that's if aliens existed, we would I feel like yeah, we've already talked about this, but yeah, I mean there's just some crazy people out there who believe in some what about like the JFK assassination thing? Cuz isn't that a conspiracy?
I don't know enough about it.
You did a project on it.
I mean, I know shit about it.
Yeah, but isn't it like a theory that it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald who shot him and it was like the government because
Oh,
they
there's
wanted.
like proof that it is there was multiple shooters.
Yeah, because like the idea of like the it's like the shots that he fired didn't make sense that he could fire them that fast because it's like didn't he hit the one guy in like the arm and then he hit JFK or something like that if I
I
remember.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I think that's what happened, but I don't fucking know. Your president needs slugs. Yeah, but like conspiracies, I don't. As long as the conspiracies aren't like me getting pissed at these idiots, like sometimes I just find it fucking hilarious. Like the. Like half the shit that people come up with, like it literally makes no sense.
I don't spend time on the internet that much, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really either, but it's just it's just hearsay that I hear ever so often, and it just makes me like the ancient alien things where it's like the pyramids don't make sense how they were built. That I is interesting because the technology that they had back then couldn't be as easily accessible to make those kind of structures, but I can still see humans doing it, so yeah, but then like the like cryptid shit is like like I used to be like a starch defender of finding Bigfoot until I finally realized that yeah, there's really no proof of this kind of shit existing. Like don't get me wrong, I feel like Bigfoot can exist like as it is called like Gigantopithecus, the evolved version of an ape or something like that. But half of these shows like they fake things and like they never come up with any evidence that is substantial that would convince anybody, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Same thing with like the ghost hunting shows like
yeah, I don't even care to talk about Bigfoot or anything like that. I don't even want to entertain the idea.
yeah, fair. Well, I'm trying to think of other crazy ass Paul McCartney's death? What the fuck? I googled crazy conspiracies and that's one of them that showed up.
Paul McCartney died?
That's apparently I don't fucking know. What about the conspiracy around Epstein? What about that one?
No, Paul McCartney's going on tour. He's not dead.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. What about the Epstein death thing? What do you think of that? I mean, we make jokes about, going to an island and raping small children, but government killed his ass anyways. I'm joking. I don't know. In all honesty. What about the what about the whole like we live in a simulation thing? Cuz I'm just googling
Stupid.
crazy conspiracies. Like the whole Matrix thing where it's like, "Oh, we live in a fake reality," where it's like I don't think that's true, but
Yeah, I'm not a scientist, so I really have nothing to say about half of this shit.
you're telling me that those commie bastards don't have us turning gay and putting some chemicals that make us gay because for some reason our enemies want to turn us gay for no reason. Like, I swear to God, it is just so funny to me just to imagine, like, generals in war rooms planning, like, how do we defeat these enemies? We can turn them gay.
Make it work.
You think it would work, did you just say?
Yeah, just have your enemies butt fucking.
Yeah, you just have, soldiers, together. You just introduce some chemical that turns them gay, they'll just start fucking and then we can kill them. I, it always just makes me laugh just thinking about that kind of shit where it's just like, what would be the point of turning things gay? like to stop the population from reproducing. I don't fucking know. Like, so I think we figured out in this episode that conspiracies are time travel related somehow. Right, Bryce?
That sounds about right.
See, my conspiracy is that let's quickly make our own just crazy ass conspiracy that makes no sense because it'll be fun. I have a conspiracy that that there is a.
Michelle Obama's actually a man there.
Do you say Michelle Obama is actually a dude? Here, I have one. I have a theory that Vladimir Putin is actually Voldemort from Harry Potter in real life. And his name is Voldemort Putin.
Right.
No, I got one. You see, the government keeps hiding information about it. They keep hiding about aliens from us because it turns out that aliens are really good at fucking and they want to keep the secret of alien fucks to themselves. I think I already had this idea in a previous podcast episode. I don't think it was the everything extraterrestrial. Whatever, fuck it. So yeah, that's our podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe down below. Please continue your thoughts about time travel and crazy ass conspiracy theories of turning the frogs gay and stuff like that. Share this if you want to. You don't have to, but I would appreciate that. Comment other topics you would like us to cover, and would you like to leave us off with anything, Bryce?
Moon salt, water taffy.
But Bryce, saltwater taffy is laced in jizz that'll impregnate you, and then a chest burster will pop out of you.
Hope so.
Imagine instead of your chest, your dick, your dick just shoots out a fucking xenomorph. Wait, I just realized that's the plot of Dreamcatcher. Have you ever heard of Dreamcatcher, Bryce?
No.
So, real quick, I'm not gonna, this podcast, but this is just funny. So, the plot of Stephen King's Dreamcatcher is that these aliens invade, and they, like, infect your body, and then they go out your ass. Like, you shit them out of yourself.
Wow.
And in the movie, Morgan Freeman calls them shit weasels.
Nice.
Sorry, I had to bring that up because it was really fucking funny. Anyways, see y'all next time.